How's it going, everybody? It is Charlie here, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone's having a great weekend so far. The season is finally starting, guys. The first game is finally upon us as Leeds United take on Cardiff City tomorrow afternoon at Elland Road in the first game of the Sky Bet Championship season for the Whites. This is your match preview, all my thoughts on how I think the game will go tomorrow. Just before we get into it, as always, please smash that like button. Really does help get the video out there. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new to help me reach 3K as soon as possible. Hit that notification bell and, of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions on tomorrow's game in the comment section down below. So, yeah, Leeds versus Cardiff. Very, very excited to get back down to Elland Road and get back in the mix of it all. It's going to be a roller coaster of a season, in my opinion. It always is with Leeds United, but hopefully we can start the season off with 3 points tomorrow. As discussed in last night's Predicted 11 video, which if you haven't already, go and check that out. Obviously, we found out yesterday in Daniel Farke's press conference about the injury situation, which of course isn't ideal going into a championship season without a fit striker. Who knows what's going to happen there? Obviously, I said it could be Nonto up top, but it also could be Cine. It could be Dan James. They might throw Joe Gallart up there. Who knows? But obviously, the main thing is it isn't ideal. Hopefully, it changes the transfer strategy now moving forward. I do believe that they were focusing on a centre back next, but hopefully, due to this injury situation, we turn our attention to the centre forward. I think it's probably the most important position that we need to recruit for at the moment. That and a number 10, and obviously a left back as well. But enough of all that. I'm sure we'll, hear news about transfers over the coming weeks before the window ends. I'll be honest, guys, going into tomorrow, don't look in the years that we've been in the Premier League. I've not watched much Championship football. I don't really have the best idea on what players are good in most of these Championship teams. So obviously, I'm sure as the season goes on, I'll be watching a lot of Championship football, and I'll get to know who the best players are. Don't really know much about Cardiff City. Obviously, we played them in the cup twice last year. Obviously, as it went to a replay at Elland Road, the first game at their place, obviously, we had to come back from 2-0 down to force that replay. We did have a lot of youngsters out that day, a lot of players that hadn't played a lot of minutes. I think that'll obviously be different tomorrow. We saw in the replay at Elland Road against Cardiff when we beat them 5-2 that when we have our senior players fit and playing, that we should be able to get a result against them. They've signed Aaron Ramsey, who's obviously coming towards the end of his career and definitely not the player that he once was. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm wary of Aaron Ramsey at all. I think they've signed Callum Grant as well in the forward positions. Other than that, guys, I'm not a great, I don't have a lot of knowledge on Cardiff City. All I know though is that even without a fit striker, we should be going out there tomorrow and making a statement and beating Cardiff well, in my opinion. It'll be good to, have a full Elland Road behind the lads. Everyone for me now should get a clean slate. Even players like Cooper, Ayling, maybe Dallas when he comes back, even Melier as well. Farker said that Melier will be his number one goalkeeper for the start of this season. Fair enough. It must mean that he is doing something in training that Daniel Farker likes. He must like his attitude as well, because I feel like although there's been a lot of noise about Melier leaving, there's actually been no official rumour about a team being in for him. There's no bids being made at all. Obviously, there's the likes of Adams and Harrison who are out injured at the minute that could still leave the club as well. Hopefully not, but there is the potential there. And Willie Nonto, of course, a player who for me in pre-season hasn't set the world alight in the way that I would have hoped going into this season. His attitude seems a bit off. He doesn't really seem asked about it, in all honesty, and that might just be me reading too much into it. But I do think Nonto will leave during this window. But whilst he's still here, I hope he puts in some good performances. The Sinistera, Somerville, Nonto, Ruta when he's back fit. Even Bamford to a degree, if he can keep fit when he's back, which he probably won't. But if we can sign another striker and a number 10, the attacking threat that we've got in this league is up there with the best in the league. I think Sinistera is arguably, when fit, the best player in this whole division. I really do think that if we can keep him and he keeps fit, he will set this league alight. I really do think that. Somerville as well, I think, could have an exciting season if he chooses to stay. Obviously, there's Burnley and Crystal Palace linked with him as well at the minute. But, the overriding feeling going into tomorrow, guys, is excitement, anticipation, and I'm intrigued as well to see what this Daniel Farker system is all about. We've seen it during pre-season. We've seen that it has progressively got better since that Man United game up until Hearts. There's been a definite improvement. I think players are really starting to learn their roles. It's interesting to see the left back come a little bit more inverted as well as the right back as well. Your left back's probably going to be Leo Hjelde tomorrow, or it could be Sam Byram. Obviously, Leeds have announced that we've signed Sam Byram on a free transfer on a 1-year deal, which I think is a smart bit of business. It's low risk as well. If it doesn't quite work out, it's only 1 year and it's free. It hasn't cost us anything. But he could be a really good utility player for us this season. He can play at right back. He can play left back as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that signing. Is it going to be Sam Byram or is it going to be Leo Hjelde at left back tomorrow? I believe it will be Leo Hjelde, in my opinion. But like I say, guys, if we if we start with the attacking players that I think we will in this game, even though they're all not strikers, one of them or a few of them can do a job up top for one game. And I do definitely think that we've got enough to beat this Cardiff City side. Like I say, it'll be great to be back at Elland Road. I've really missed it. It's weird, isn't it? When season's not on and you've not got anything to look forward to, it's really frustrating and very annoying, and it's boring, isn't it? You just don't have a lot to talk about with lads at work. You just glued to your phone, just looking at transfers. It's boring. You like being at the football. You like watching it properly. And hopefully, this is going to be the start of a very, very good season for Leeds United. Signings pending, obviously, because we do need to strengthen. Farkas said that we need to strengthen in all areas, and I couldn't agree more, in all honesty. But, it will take time. There's still plenty of time in the window yet. No need to panic just yet. But if we start, if in a week or two we've not had any more signings, then even I will begin to panic then. I had us down to finish second this season, but that was on the basis that we signed more players. If not, my prediction could change on that. Southampton looked really good last night against Sheffield Wednesday. They beat them 2-1. If you didn't watch the game, it makes it sound a lot closer than what it was. Southampton absolutely battered Sheffield Wednesday. They passed them to death and they looked really good. But the caveat with that is that a few of the players that were in the squad for them last night could potentially leave their club before the end of the window. So we'll see what they're like at the end of the window, and we'll also see what us and even Leicester are like towards the end of the window as well. And then I think you'll have a pretty good idea of where teams are going to be finishing. So yeah, not much of a big tactical preview into Cardiff or how I think we'll beat them, but I think as the season goes on, obviously, I think we'll all come to terms with which players and which teams are good in this league, and which teams and players that we need to be wary of. But I think Cardiff isn't one of them. I do thoroughly believe that we will win this game, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. And yeah, look, hopefully it'll be 3 points to start this season off with, and hopefully it's 3 points on the road to getting promoted to the Premier League once again this season. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, as always, please smash that like button. It really does help get the video out there. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. hit that notification bell and get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I will be back in the morning with match day thoughts on a live stream, guys. So make sure that you join in and give your initial thoughts on the morning of the game. And then there'll be a review of the game afterwards, the last say on Monday. Basically, guys, plenty of content coming on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel over the next few days and weeks, as always. So keep it locked in, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.